What you want to do first is make sure you have a good class setup. Now, I would recommend using the NV4 because it is the best accurate gun in this game, in my opinion. I use the NV4 for almost everything. Now, for attachments, I will use foregrip, quick draw, and stock, just because foregrip adds more accuracy to it, and then just stock and foregrip because it's just needed for an assault rifle. And for the perks, I personally use dexterity, hardline, and scavenger, just so if I'm trying to go for like a deatomizer strike, then I can never run out of ammo. And for perk 3, I will use dead silence just so enemies won't be able to hear me. And if you're starting out, I would use the reflex sight only if like you're not used to the iron sight yet. Another tip I have is whenever enemies are medium to long range, that's where people tend to start missing their shots more. And what they don't know is that they can burst fire, so they won't miss as many shots as they usually do. Now you can have any assault rifle, SMG or LMG or any gun you want, and what you have to do is fire a few rounds, land the shots, have a small pause in between to have the recoil and control, and fire again. So basically you won't have to like spray and pray and keep missing shots. The second thing you want to do is have good sensitivity. The higher sensitivity means the more reactive you can be, which means being able to turn on an enemy that's shooting from you from behind. And it's better for you if you're a sniper. Now the lower sensitivity means you have more control of your aim, which is better accuracy, especially at long range. That's why 99% of pro players tend to use the lower sensitivity because of sense of control. Plus, that extra control will give you a huge advantage when playing Call of Duty. Now to change your sensitivity, you have to go to the options button, and right there at horizontal and vertical sensitivity is where you adjust your settings. I personally use horizontal 4 and vertical 4 just because that feels right to me. If I go any higher, I tend to like lose the accuracy I have when shooting my gun. Remember, this is all personal preference, and you can start from a lower sensitivity and work your way up to find that perfect sensitivity that fits you. And I also forgot to mention that I play a weird way when it comes to holding my controller. I usually play claw, and I'll show you a demonstration of what that is and how it can benefit you, because you'll never have your thumb off of the right thumbstick. Now, something that will help you practice even more is going to a custom lobby and starting up a game with bots. So what you do is you go to game settings, and I personally would use Genesis because there'll be more gunfights, and it's a small map, and that's what you want in order to have a good reaction time and improve your accuracy and your movement even. And so you will go to Genesis, mode free for all, of course. Go to game rules, and you would put unlimited for time and score, just because you're trying to practice your aim and stuff, and you don't want for a game to suddenly end, or have the score limit just end the game for you. And that's pretty much it. Maybe if you want to add time, you can, if you want to and then what you want to do is go to team and then put radar always on, just you'll always know where the enemies are, so you'll automatically know what to do in a certain situation. And then for the bot setup, you can put as many bots as you want, but I usually put around like 10, and you can put on a recruit if you're just starting out, but I put on a regular since I've played more, so I just keep it on regular. Now, something I forgot to mention was score streaks. Now, when you're playing and practicing, I will recommend using score streaks that won't get you kills. So what I recommend using is the UAV, the advanced UAV, and the counter UAV. Just because those if you're going after de-atomizer strikes, those are the score streaks you'll need, and plus they'll help you out in certain situations when it comes to knowing where enemies are, and then for the enemies not knowing where you are, which the counter UAV does. Another tip I have is that you should really change the button layout you have from default to what I recommend is tactical flipped. Now to get to your button layout settings, you press the option button on your PlayStation, go to options, and then right there is button layout. It's usually at default, but then I chose the tactical. You press the square button and it swaps, and you get tactical flipped, which is now it's the R1 button is fire weapon, the L1 is aim down shot, and L2 and R2 are tactical and lethal equipment. And also the crouch, prone, and slide button is now your right thumbstick, and the circle button is your melee and zoom change.